Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, host and Pearl Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda. Your Lord and Master off here to a 1v1 on Taranto Coastline. In the southwest stands Reakly, fighting for the Wehrmacht Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 16th Panzer Division tasked with clearing out this area of any American presence in preparation for a larger upcoming offensive. Here with Breakthrough and a Kenkrat Grenadier start here. Kenkrat's definitely not a unit we see too much of, so interesting to see what he does with that. In the northeast, though, stands Orangepest, the most orange of pests. Fighting here for America, freedom, democracy, and liberty. Here with the 82nd Airborne. Found themselves on the receiving end of a German offensive with a Pathfinder Jeep start. Orangepest, as always, exploring the metagame and finding new builds with which to test people with there. Always fascinating to watch here, so 2 thumbs up to that. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons supporters for the generous contributions towards the Propagandacast's efforts. A big thanks there. And a big thanks to all those people who keep commenting and liking on my videos. Helps out immensely. So, we're off to the races here. Jeep racing forwards here. And again, very rare to see Jeep outside of armored here, but Orangepest does it simply because he sees a value in the Jeep that most other players just don't outside of armored. So very interesting picking. Of course, this case allows him to quickly stomp down here on Reakly's Kenkrat. So Reakly planning a faster sort of set of map control in the early game is already found himself, being penned in here by Orangepest. Bass in the background, meowing for attention and possibly food. Kenkrat pushing forwards again. Gonna lay down some mines here. Note, by the way, the Kenkrat has a very fast mine laying speed. The only, I think, unit that's remotely as fast is actually the 250 and a half track when laying down Regal mines. Fun fact here. Grenadiers engaging the Jeep here. Shots being fired. Grenadiers pushing in there. Kenkrat there being dinged up. Of course, by going for the mines, he does delay his MP40s. But I imagine the game plan is rather just to catch the Jeep with the mine. So that's something to see there. Bass will continue to meow here in the background. Prowling for attention. We got Rascal Jeep moving up. He's almost got the mine finished. Will Orangepest see what Reakly did there? Will he take the bait? Or will he not? Ah! And the mine goes off. Jeep explodes. Poor Helmut got caught in the blast as well there. Don't worry, Helmut. Your sacrifice well worth making. Your feet stink. Start getting this. Grenadiers saying north, we've got a heavy grenadier build here versus Orangepest's Jeep, already a blazing wreckage on the roadside here by the coastline. Reakly here with no MD42s here in the early game, at least. They Kenkrat being fixed up here. So far, the Orangepest leveraging his Pathfinders to grab a lot of territory here, but the Jeep going down so fast does nonetheless impact him somewhat here. Means the Kenkrat has less stuff with it. We got the reconnaissance scan going on, which was changed from a timed ability to a toggled one. This allows Reakly a bit more active reconnaissance here, giving a bit more utility. Meanwhile, though, Orangepest flanking up here, going for the western fuel point. Pathfinder's being pushed back. We got the right moving about here, so 3 Grenadiers, Kenkrat. Definitely not your average Wehrmacht opening either. So far, no sign of MP40s either here. Could, of course, be maybe intent to skip them. We do get the MD42 now. Kenkratting westwards, Pathfinder's backing off. Pioneers, Grenadiers on the move here. Going for that fuel point, Pathfinder staying fire. He as Reakly commits a good portion of his men here in the center. Grenadiers catching up here as well. Being caught with the rifle under Orangepest. Most glorious and all-American command. Got the Pathfinders pushed back in the west. Grenadiers. Pioneers able to move up. Of course, Kenkrat just rapidly grabbing the point. Will he go for the communication cables? That is a good question as well. Medics on the way there for Reakly. So that means likely no officers' quarters here for the infantry company. I mean, you could still go for it, but typically you go for it fast when you go with this kind of build, because you can just get your Grenadiers free healing. We do got some MP40s on the way there for Reakly now, and the 16th Panzer Division, 6th Panzer Grenadier Company of North here. Pioneers being spotted right near Orangepest, keeping up the pressure versus Reakly. The South machine gun team being moved up there on its lonesome. Riflemen setting out here, shots being fired, and there's heavy fighting across the various streets here of Taranto. MP40 Grenadiers moving up here with the riflemen. Quickly push them back here. Very good. South side machine gun digging in here. And we got the infantry support center there for Orangepest. No big surprise. Rifling about here. Shots being exchanged. Rifleman taking amount of damage. Rifle moving in. Up north here we got the rifle move as well here. Closing in. And we got a Luftwaffe company here for Reakly. Likely an armoured car, could be Jaegers, and I suppose he could even surprise us with Martyrs or Wirbelwinds, though I don't think we should expect that. But, you know, so far it's definitely like made some interesting choices already, so who knows? But Reakly. In the south, the Cancrat spotted the Pathfinders as they find a new path forwards. Machine gun being diverted to deal with that maneuver. And we got bars on the way for Orangepest. Pretty much standard part and parcel of any American build. Then these, I think, need to withdraw here. They're all low and healthy. And once the bars pop, it's going to be difficult, I think, for Reakly to get them out in time here. There you go. Retreats there. In the south, Pathfinders there spot aiming for 2 Cancrat combo and routed. Reakly here with a 2-1, a lighter Panzerspielwagen on the way there. The 2-1, though, would by, I think, mid-war period, there, roughly 1943-1944, be phased out in favour of the 250-9 armoured car, or just heavier armoured cars, as the 2-1 had a particularly large issue, which was really good off-road for an armoured car. Ken Crumbs by the Rifleman. Ooh, that could go badly for Reakly. We got Veterans 1 up there for it, actually. Managed to get it there. But just sharing it, so thumbs up to Reakly. There's some pretty good Kettencrat preservation. Rifleman seizing points here. Pathfinders getting the points here. Orangepest swinging forwards for freedom, democracy, and liberty. Actually, Zotem must have got caught up in the fight here. Sorry about that. And there you go, armoured car for Reakly. So triple Rifleman, Captain, double Pathfinders here. Could go for paratroopers, but I see a lot of American players like, if they go for Rifleman with bars, they just don't bother with the paratroopers because the Rifleman with the bars, you know, kind of just do the job more cheaply and efficiently. Which is sort of a bit of an issue right now internally within the USF. The Rifleman with the bars are just so good. It just kind of make, like, the other elite infantry the USF actually have look kind of bad in comparison, despite actually being good. But there you go. Pushing forwards here. I think he's bluffing a grenade here against Reakly. He's just close again to disrupt. It's hard to say exactly here. Rifling up there, grenades going off here. Dodge, though. Armor capturing the Rifle Squad here. Grenadiers charging the Rifle. Moving uphill there, taking heavy fire in the process, 2-1 ripping into them, and we got the Ken Crown with machine gun. Grenadiers moving in here. Oh, the fighting here. Nothing further, I think, out here for Reakly as of yet. Rifle versus the Grenadiers here. Ken Crack going for the point here. Rifle being forced off. As for Orangepest, nothing further as of yet. So, you know, some upgrades here. Motor pool on the way there for Orangepest. Armor car there, machine gun. Grenadiers, Rifle Squad there in some deep, deep trouble there for the men of Baker Company. And we do actually... Oh, we don't actually. Just look like it from the due to the angle that had communication cables. Really not bothering with that. Pioneers was the Pathfinders. Rifle Squad survived there. Really close call there for Orangepest. It's certainly been painful for him. We've lost the Rifle Squad there.
They pushed us off a second.
Motor pool almost done here. We'll have to see what he goes for. I'd guess anti-tank guns, but he could throw some Greyhounds here versus Reakly. And using northwards here, quickly traversing through the terrain there with MP40s. And Car 90Ks. Getting some for the Pioneers. Note that while the Germans would form assault squads for the submachine guns, they were never really anything on paper. It was more like, you know, from battle to battle, engagement to engagement as a sort of fun side. You know, typically like, you know, whatever they could get their hands on. MP40s on the Eastern Front, PPSH-41s were particularly popular. And of course, the Western Front would also included Sten guns, because they could get their hands on those pretty quickly. So, little fun fact about the Germans and submachine guns. Motor pool, range silence, so not an anti-tank up north here. Grenadiers by the fuel point, about to be attacked here by 2 bar-wielding Rifle Squads here under Orangepest command. Grenadiers flanking up behind here. Armored car on the move. Grenadiers in trouble. Got port on them here. More Grenadiers moving up, could see another port on them here. There we go. Quickly halts here the entirety of Reakly's assault here with a storm of lead.
Commander, we're losing territory.
A wall of bullets. Centre deck Rifle Squad caught in for 2 here. In the south, bit of a standoff here. We've got Jaegers out for Reakly now. And we got the ground on the way there for Orangepest. At which point Reakly's situation will once more become a bit more prickly. He will need some anti-tank guns, or, well, Panzerstrakes, or, well, anti-tank guns, this one. It's going to have a hard time. He could also, of course, go for the Marder, though. My instincts are he's probably not going to go for Marder to counter Greyhound. He could do it, but I'm not so sure if he will. North here, Pathfinder's being attacked from several sides here. Ken Crowd there acting as a hidden spotter. South there, Jaegers push back. Got the Pathfinders there with their rifle grenade. Thumbs up to Orangepest. Greyhound almost done. We got 436 versus 414.
AT gun paradrops are available in our sector.
Anti-tank guns on the way there, and we got air recons here from Orangepest. Quickly ascertaining his opponent there. Note he's calling on the base to see how much he's got there, but also to, like, you know, pay attention, like, you know, where is Reakly attack-wise. So, thumbs up there to Orangepest. Smart play there, smart play. Greyhound on the move. It could even, like, allow him to, like, maybe rush his opponent's base with the Greyhounds, like, get some easy kills in there, wipes. But Flak 30 on the way there for Reakly. Interesting choice there. Not a bad one, by the way. Not a bad one on the way. The Flak 30 there, of course, the predecessors of the Flak 38, major difference including lacking a gun shield, but overall being a bit more mobile because of that. And of course, this one actually was, you know, was used in saving Private Ryan. Greyhound engaging the MD-42. How will Reakly respond to this increase in American motorization and firepower? Chinese forming up the center. Jaegers, no Panzerschrecks here, no Panzerbuchse. Just Flak 30s here for Reakly as of yet, and the 16th Panzer Division. South side here, Gleanese versus Ralph Squad. Fierce duel going on there. Countless engagement happening across the entirety of the map between Reakly and Orangepest. Gleanese pushing 40 here. Pathfinders being dispatched. There's definitely the weak link here in Orangepest current front line. And south here, the fighting continues. Port on the west off, but the riflemen still have, I think, the upper hand. Oh, they actually end up retreating here. G43s for the Jaegers. Panzerbuchse though for the armoured car. And there go engineers run to the MP40 Grenadiers. Reakly hitting hard here for the farmland. Orangepest seeing his front line shrink a bit here in the face of the German counter-offensive. And the Flak 30, I guess. As an additional fun fact about a lot of these lighter flak gunners to Warm and Dawn, though, they're increasingly just be used as like very heavy machine guns against ground targets. This aircraft got more heavily armored and started flying higher and higher. Guns like the Flak 30 just weren't effective and primarily just used in, like, you know, ground rolling, would have been basically put into what's known as Flak Sturmabteilung, so Flak assault units. Fun fact there, but there you go, ripping through the men there. The Flak 30, while certainly a bit cumbersome, obviously, for a large gun like that, it definitely hits hard once it hits. It also looks really cool. Ralph goes to the Grenadiers. We got the 221-28 here. Greyhound going down there. Quite a blow here to Orangepest. Quite the blow. Grenadiers been caught rather than the captain. Down to 2 men here. Low on health. Flak 30 ripping through the Pathfinders there. 221-28 pushing through here. Smoke deployed against the Flak 30. And we got Ralph flanking here. If Orangepest can seize that Flak 30, that's going to be a hell of a headache here for Reakly, to put it gently. But no MD-42 running carrying fire for the Flak 30. Prevents the Orangepest from making the move that leads too easily. Assault units of regular engineers flanking in there. Gotta get behind the Flak 30. We got an anti-tank out here for Orangepest, moving forward to steadily with infantry. MD-42 continues to be a massive obstacle. We got Tilly called in, and now we got Engineers moving on the flank here. It's a pretty intense fight in the close quarters of East Taranto here. MD-42 almost being wiped out here. We got poured on them. Even get a wipe on that one. That would also be very big. Him in any wipe right now for Orangepest and Reakly is going to be big, and particularly involve a weapon he can turn against Reakly. But Reakly right now, though, has got strong map control, a good mix of infantry and heavier guns here. Though, of course, losing the MD-42 is going to make it much harder for Reakly to maintain map control. As all of this is happening, we do have the Panzer Company here. Reakly quickly leveraging all the map control against Orangepest right now into a fast Panzer Company here. No vehicle wins for him, no sir. Captain on his own versus 2 advancing MP40 Grenadiers here. Jaegers being grenaded here. Forced to vacate the premises. 221-28 hanging back here. Flak 30 letting go. South here, Kenkrat, Pioneer advancing. Back here, troop enforcing healing. Pathfinders withdrawing a bit here. Grenadiers advancing. Steady push here for the Vasaland. Ralph goes the Grenadiers here. Jaegers slowly moving forwards, hitting the northern field points back. Orangepest desperately needs to get field under his control again here. We got that Flak 30 once more wreaking absolute havoc here. 6 kills, very close fetching to 1 here. Got a lot of exposed units out here that are going to be perfect target practice for the Flak gunner. I've even got suppressing fire. That said, the MD-4 to return the favor here and could actually wipe out Reakly's Flak crew if he's not careful, as the gun crew is quite exposed to its lack of gun shield here. Almost got it. Panther 4 has arrived for Reakly. Orangepest only's got one anti-tank under here. Mines being laid down there, very good. What the hectic fight here. Grenadiers trying to grab the fuel or munitions point right outside of Orangepest base here. Oh, to Orangepest. Big counter north. We could see the eggs get wiped out here. That would be a huge move here for Orangepest. Down they go. Not just MG42 seized from the Germans, but the Jaegers are down. That said, of course, Reakly now has a Panzer IV. That is definitely not something to scoff at.
We're cleared for rocket strikes in our sector.
Rocket strikes are ready for Orangepest. No bombing runs for him. Entering up in the Panzer IV here. Grenadiers trying to flank in, but they can caught the MG42 here. Mines going off all over the place here. Anti-tank being swarmed by the Panzer IV here. Orangepest, or Reakly, I mean, going in hard as possible here. Looking to end the anti-tank and menace with forward balloons out of control here. Pathfinder continues moving in here though. 221-28 on the move. Anti-tank crew cleared out here. Can't even airdrop another one. They can recruit the anti-tank here. Panzer IV diving out of it. Up north, 221-28 hanging about here. Got 337 to 377. 335. All the way. Panzer IV push back. Hectic. Finding him, we got the Kettenkrad at Veterans. And again, note this is without officers' quarters usage at all. That is quite impressive, actually. Like, if he gets it to ace level, that's really impressive. There you go. Big push here by Orangepest. And the 6th, Reakly, I mean, the 16th punch round, rushing straight into the men. Of course, in there, Orangepest withdraw. Machine gun moving up here. Another entering here for Orangepest. Again, the fuel control from Reakly has just been so all-encompassing that Orangepest just been able to get enough fuel here for, like, any tanks. And there you go. Chuck around to the info. We've got a grenade assault here, but it may be too late. Panzer IV flanking up here. Anti-tank sitting up here to engage the Panzer IV. Flak 30 joining in again. Anti-tank dropping down. The other one being overrun by the Germans. Flak 30 on the move again. Troops pinned down outside the base here of the Americans. Orangepest moves forwards there. Grenades on the Panzer IV. Anti-tank grenade. Oh, anti-tank being crewed here, but they got the Flak 30 though. Doing its best, saving Private Ryan impression and just absolutely tearing the troops there limb from limb. 10 kills so far there. Veterans who won. It's a tough spot between Orangepest and Reakly here. Deciding to replace some of his losses with Starstruppen. Starstruppen, Starstruppen. I like to use my Starstruppen. Anyways, going up here to grab the anti-tank back here. Reakly desperately trying to fix up his Panzer IV. The Flak 30, of course, doing its part there to make it a bit easier to achieve, but ultimately falls a bit short in the face of Orangepest. Very determined push here. Up north, it's ultimately great use of one Pathfinder squad. They threw gain back a lot of territory there. Thumbs up to Orangepest. So there goes Starstorm out for Reakly and the 16th Panzer Division. There we go. Almost got the Panzer IV here. Can land a farm shot, but there you go. Flak 30 providing intense covering fire here for the Panzer IV and its withdrawal here. Anti-tank and firing blindly into the fog of war. They're hoping to land one lucky shot, then Reakly's Panzer IV, but looks like it does escape. Flak 30 is proven to be an absolute just anchor stone here of Reakly's lines, be they offensive or defensive. And the 221-28 is still operable here for Reakly as well. They're quite impressive. Anthony moving forwards here. Panzer IV hauling his way out of there. Up north, it's actually a Rav squad, not a Pathfinder squad about here. My mistake. Could go for port on them here. Beat the Grenadiers, I think, or just pop a grenade. The south here, Starstrom dodging a Rav squad here. Flank. Oh, got the MG42 here. Good kill there for Reakly. Get his hands on it. Right pursuing there, looking to deny the Germans that MG42 once more. Bit risky sending in the Starstorm like that here for Reakly, and I think he realizes a potential mistake here and stops himself from grabbing. We got the Flak 30 though. And there you go, grenade assault. No! No, scheiße. He ended up doing it anyways.
We've lost the territory sector.
He sacrificed the Starstorm by accident to grab the MG42. I mean, it's still an MG42, but a Starstorm squad. That's gotta hurt. That's a lot of manpower. He's replaced them, but you know, that is the most expensive MG42. I mean, obviously the gun is gonna look really cool, but yeah. And we got a champion there for Orangepest. No time and resources like tag up here at the moment. Flak 30 though continues to do absolutely impressive work here for Reakly and the 16th Panzer Division. That is definitely got to be one of the best Flak 30s I've yet to see in Company History. Really showing what they can do in the right hands, to be honest. Grenades on the Grenadiers. We got grenades from the Grenadiers as well here. Just a shower of grenades on Orangepest. His men being showered in concussive blasts. Which is basically the major difference between the German steel hand grenade and the American Mark II fragmentation grenade is the German steel hand grenade relied solely on concussive force. They could add a fragmentation sleeve, but it was generally meant as a more offensive grenade. Meant to like just allow the troops to quickly follow up with for fragmentation grenades. You know, there's going to be fragments around a bit, so less break to just follow up with. In fact, apparently some American troops pick up German steel hand grenade for use there during their attacks. And the Kernkraut has managed the ace level. Damn impressive. Chafford was out here for Orangepest. Back to Reakly. 367, 277. Machine gun getting hit here, starts swimming about here. Flak 30, of course. Batch 72 with 18 kills. Grenadiers are diving in pretty aggressively here versus Orangepest, going for his anti-tank guns up north here. Another fight going on here. Chaffee, though, spotted. So, of course, now Reakly will have to factor that into his, maneuvers here. Grenadiers really diving in deep here. I feel like this is a bit of a mistake there by Reakly, maybe. I mean, there's a good chance all the riflemen poured on them could score right here on Reakly's Grenadiers. Like, poured on them is a very powerful ability for the Grenadiers. But there you go. MD-42 there saves the day for the remaining Grenadiers. Starstorm on the eastern victory point. Up northwest here. Bart's going to be caught with the Panther 4. We got the 221-28 moving into assist in case of Chaffee shenanigans. And there you go. Direct hit here from the 221-28 here. Panther moving forward as well here. Grenades off. And we got a rocket strike. Oh, and the Panther 4 goes into it. He loses the Panther 4, and the Chaffee's going to take out the 221-28. Holy smokes! In the matter of moments there, the entire match just went Orangepest's way potentially. Like, Reakly isn't too far away from a Tiger tank, but still, he just lost his Panther 4, his armored car here. That is pretty big. Starstorm be caught out of them, quickly forced away here as Orangepest gets moving again. He's finally going for the tank depot. Probably at this point, Orangepest got this sort of internal timer telling him he's probably going to get it visited by a Tiger tank soon, and he wants to be ready for it. Up north, Pathfinder's pouring forward. It's very good. Thumbs up. Grenadiers for the 16th Panzer Division counterattacking. Machining gewehr ripping to the rifleman. Still got that Flak 30 there. Doing absolutely amazing work here for the German army. Amazing work. Kernkraut moving up. Up north here. Chaffee need repairs. Rifleman turning out. Engineers bringing to fix it up. Reinforcing healing. Tank depot almost done. Fighting for the North Hill here. Grenadiers been caught by the rifleman. West side here's almost got the fuel point. We got 350 versus 276. And we got mines from Reakly's 8 Kettenkrad. Impressive. Rifle squad was suppressed here by the MD-42, which Reakly uses quite actively up north. Pathfinders, the Grenadiers, the Pathfinders are, to put it quite frankly, utterly outgunned. Chaffee diving in here, going hard here for the Kettenkrad. That tells you just how big of a nuisance this Kettenkrad is to Orangepest, and he knows how important it is. He's willing to send in a Chaffee here. Anti-tank power got seized here by some Starstorm. Think for a really cool looking anti-tank on crew here. Chaffee escapes the M1 here. Close call though. Starstorm is the captain here. And are quickly routed. Grenadiers' rifleman here. Ace level rifleman there. Completely gutting the Grenadiers. Troop reinforcing healing here. Tank depot good to go. And further up northwest, the Grenadiers also hard at work. Reinforcements healing. Chaffee in need doesn't work there. And we got the M18 Hellcat on the way. Northwest the Ralph squad here. Tiger though has arrived here from the 5th and 4th Schwerer Panzerabteilung. Finally committed here. Under Hauptmann Maximilian Freiherr. Meanwhile, southeast the Grenadiers push back the Starstorm push back with the Ralph squad here. Good push there by Orangepest up north. We got the rifle squads, the Grenadiers here, charging in here. Grenades are being unleashed here, and we got poured on them. Orangepest looking to win this engagement, come hell high water. The south of the Tiger advances. Orangepest Hellcat, I think, is more or less ready. He's definitely going to need it versus the Tiger tank here. The Tiger. And there you go, Ralph squad in some deep trouble versus the Tiger tank. Moving away from the field point. Perhaps it's the arrival of the Tiger tank here that causes Orangepest to reconsider his rifle squad there and maybe want to pull it back for healing, because one shot from the Tiger tank, he's going to be, you know, well, possibly short of rifle squad. Also, has he gone for... Yes, he has gone for survival training here. Very good. Tiger tank pushing forwards. Rifle squad captain catching the Pioneers by the center munitions point. Hellcat, Chaffee in reserve here. 260 versus 350. Anti-tank moving forwards here. Hellcat sneaking up, shoots, misses the Tiger. Anti-tank gets off a great shot there, though. Happening about up north here. Chaffee slightly withdrawing, more pressure at the west side. Here we've got 260 versus 350. Tiger tank turning its massive hulk of a chassis there. Mortars on the way there for Orangepest, realizing he does need some artillery. Considering though how much impact the Flak 30's had on him, though, part of me does wonder if he shouldn't have gone for it sooner, but, you know, I'm definitely not on Orangepest levels. Ground western point of the rifle squad here. Trying to get that bleed going in. Reakly very good here, rifle on the southeastern victim. Of course, we got that Flak 30 here, just continuing to just do ungodly work here for the German army. Guard here, the Grenadiers pushing forward here, right into the Engineers, the Anti-tank and the Hellcat. A big gap then, Orangepest line is rapidly exploited here, and an Owen's found here, the mortar is forced away here. Orangepest definitely may want to consider some more troops here, or some 30 cals or something here. Like, he needs something to, like, help control the field here right now, versus Reakly's very aggressive infantry. Up north here, the Route got spotted by the Tiger. Chaffee moving in here, I think just mostly to draw attention away from the rifle squad. Maybe reconnaissance purposes, it's hard to say here. Looks like, yeah, he laid down some fresh Schützenmine there. Very good. Orangepest, I think it's going to in part come down to just catching the Tiger tank here with a rocket strike there at the right angle and doing some immense amount of damage to it. Another mine going off here. Reakly, though, withdrawing the Flak 30 this time around. Perhaps starting to sense he might pushing his luck with this venerable piece of anti-aircraft equipment. Mortar moving forwards.
One of our sectors is now in enemy hands.
As an additional side note about the German anti-aircraft guns, but most divisions will have a small complement of anti-aircraft guns that be under direct command of the commander, but most anti-aircraft guns in the German army that were actually under the control of the Luftwaffe and been under various Luftwaffe flak units. Fun fact there. Another Panther for Reakly. More Panzerwaffe to support the Tiger. Very smart move there. Of course, he could also go for more Starstruppen. Tiger tank there, spotting something, and fires off a massive 88mm shell there in the general direction there.
A victory point is under
and we got another Shonal there for Orangepest. Not a bad idea. We got 246 between the 30. More to find the Pioneer there. Go Flak 30 once more. Letting loose smoke screen deployed here to cover the general area around the Flak 30. Nice reaction to the Orangepest. Thumbs up. North here, Hellcat. Pioneer. Engineers cap as the Grenadiers here. Ace level. Reakly slowly, I think, looking to once more probe Orangepest line here and exploit any openings here. And looks like he found it here. This actually tends to be a pretty good spot in this instance. Chaffee, though, being caught with the Tiger tank. Flak 30 anti-tank on fire here, quickly getting out of there. We got air support called in here, though, by Orangepest, hoping here that Reakly would dive in after the Hellcat, but he didn't take the bait, meaning Orangepest basically just wasted a lot of munitions there and it's full-on rocket strike. Or maybe he just wanted to keep the Panther 4 from pursuing, in which case, not necessarily a waste, though certainly expensive. Hard to say, of course, exactly what Orangepest was thinking there. Now we got a Sherman, Hellcat, and a Chaffee for Orangepest as the Panther 4 and a Tiger tank. South side here, Rifle could probe up on the fuel point there. Chaffee, though, is in intense need of repairs, that's for sure. Also, I'm surprised it didn't go for advanced logistics at some point. Like, cheaper reinforcements here would kind of make sense for Orangepest. Then again, maybe it was a misclick. They actually intend to go for that and not the survival training, though. Survival training is pretty good, too. Stars moving forward here for Reakly.
We're losing it.
Mortar firing down death on them. Up north here, we got the Ralphs goes the Grenadiers. His Sherman sitting in. Direct hitting from the Tiger tank on the Ralph squad. Northern point, which is Ralph's squad. We got the Panther 4, or Sherman moving up here. Looks like he might be planning a deeper flank against Reakly. And the 16th Panzer shown back to Reakly here. Tiger with grenades pop this Ralph squad here. Got veterans on the Tiger tank, grenades being released in the grenades, but I think the Ralph squad, with a Tiger tank facing off against them, will have to withdraw here. I mean, he's probably trying to hope just get a wipe here, maybe, or at least push them off the fuel point, but the longer stays around the Tiger tank, the larger the chance of something going wrong from, becomes. Starts from their pushback on health, but crucially no casualties, and that, of course, is one of the advantages of the Starstorm. They are 4-man, but they're like fairly durable 4-man squads, so, they can take some punish, meaning if you sort of play them smartly, you can activate odd casualties, occasionally just heal them up. Thumbs up there in that sense. Of course, they only become more tougher once you get into like that, and you're feeling to get that health bonus. Modify here. So we got Fiona Future 2017. Orangepest is slowly beating out Reakly here, but Reakly is certainly fighting back. North side, there's not seeing as much action here, though. Chaffee, Hellcat, Sherman. Looks like Reakly might be going on the offensive anytime now. He's also yet to go for any of the left-hand abilities there. Panther 4 taking a few shots. Black 30, MD42 unleashing all manner of hell in the Ralph squad alongside the Tiger tank. Not looking great for the guys there. And I think they just need to get out of there, because at this point they're achieving nothing except just being target practice for the German gunners. Black 30 with 27 kills and 1 friendly. Oh, so that was Jürgen. No one's gonna miss Jürgen anyways. Another Sherman there for Orangepest. I'm surprised he's going for more Sherman to some degree here. Not because I think the Sherman is bad, but I think versus a Tiger tank he would benefit a lot more from Hellcats. Then again, the nature of the map here might make Shermans more wild. There, go grenade to Starstorm. Oh dear. Good grenade. There's 2 Starstorm down here. Panther for the round to support here. Starstorm the R-Force way here. And we got more Starstorm for Reakly. 2 thumbs up here from the Propaganda Ministry. Chaffee there, slightly trailing here, the Panther 4. Good shot there from 75 the gun, which was actually roughly equivalent to that of the Sherman tank. Even if not exactly the same gun. That's a fun side note there. Good shot from the Tiger tank down the M1 anti-tank gun there. Shot bounces off the mighty Armour frontal armor. Another shot there. Another bounce. One of the great things about CoH3, armor does for the most part actually matter more than CoH2. Meaning heavy tanks do feel significantly heavy. That, of course, the larger impacts of the gun. Starstorm MD4 being pushed back here, the mortar fire up north. You can see the Orangepest going in hard with the Shermans. Backed up with the Chaffee here. This connect to become prominent for the Panther 4 here, as Orangepest sends in a armored column here. I think Reakly's realizing he's about to get visited by 2 Shermans here. Nope. Orangepest decides not to commit harder, calling in air reconnaissance. He wants to make sure he's got an idea where his opponent is. Probably because he's afraid of thinking if he dives in there and, Reakly isn't here with a large part of his forces, he could be sending his Shermans into like a death trap. And that's exactly, you can see pulling back the Shermans. What he realized once he saw this entire field was empty. So, good use of reconnaissance there by Orangepest. 2 thumbs up. Sometimes, the lack of information is also an information. So in this case, the lack of any Germans here to scout is an indicator they're probably elsewhere where he doesn't want them to. Plus, by calling in there, you can also say, oh yeah, this victory point's nice to achieve there. So really smart use of air cons there, Orangepest. Really smart. Panther forming up here, a bit aggressive, Reakly actually. He doesn't have quite the same level of reconnaissance here that Orangepest does. These cores have to rely a bit more on foot reconnaissance in a sense here. We got the Flak 30, the anti-tank moving up here, backing up the Panther 4. Tiger tank moving up, Starstorm moving in. Hellcat there. I mean, theoretically, try and flank in, of course, there's a potential of mines, and we got supply drop here for Orangepest. I suspect he's saving up here for rocket drop versus Reakly. Since there's going to be a lot of munitions and a rocket drop here, or rocket, launch, attack, whatever you want to call it here, rocket strike, against Reakly's tanks at the right angle, in particular around here, could be quite devastating if executed correctly. In the south, there's Starstorm with MD42 team support here, moving on the southern victory point here, heavy firing in the center. Anti-tank crew there being met, though, with the fierce furious firepower. Starts from the center being mauled, or the south being mauled. May want to go for the officer quarters, to be honest. Anti-tank cleared out. This is a big win. And now we got the Shermans that Chaffee moving in here. And we got a incendiary bombing run from Reakly here. Flak 30 there. We got the Sherman down. Hellcat known to be seen, but there you go. He's calling in the rocket strike on the Tiger tank here. Using the Chaffee and the Sherman to box it in. There you go. Hellcat moving in. Tiger tank down. Sherman down. An absolutely apocalyptic engagement here. Good God, the entire road is just ablaze with burning tank wreckage. Over to Orangepest, but good golly. That's Orangepest did suffer a lot of losses. I mean, so did Reakly here. Anti-tank has been cleared out. Flak guns cleared out. Hellcat, they're diving around. Bit of a victory lap there, I think, from Orangepest. And there we go. Panzer IV more on the way here for Reakly, but still, the flak gun and the anti-tank could recruit here by Orangepest, and that's going to be a huge headache there for Reakly if he gets them back to safety and like gets reinforced healed. Pathfinders for Orangepest. Looks like he is not going to bother with the flak here, maybe, or the anti-tank gun. Bit of a surprise. And then again, he's got like, you know, not a lot of other troops at the moment to like easily just grab them. So I also can't understand not doing it, but yeah, there we go. Like, considering how much the flak 30 did for Reakly, it kind of feels like also just an oversight not to like try and make off with it. Oh, gets cleared up aiming for 2 bit too slow there for Orangepest. Got the anti-tank gun. Panther IV setting out. Got the Catmas, the Pioneers. So at least Reakly was able to deny Orangepest the flak 30, at least for now. But Orangepest has got the anti-tank gun back here. He still has a Hellcat, so this is actually a high-risk move by Reakly. Very high-risk move. We got 172 as 270. Panther IV diving in, Hellcat setting in. Reinforcing healing. South Grenadier Starstorm catching the captain here, Mortifier raining down. Hellcat needs to be careful. Starstorm advancing. Going for North Victor Punch. Reakly, though, is going in hard here versus Orangepest. Starstorm leading the way here. Got the bar wielding right from the counter-attack here, unleashing a terrible storm of lead. We got the Panther IV moving up. Anti-tank being hauled back here, repaired reinforcement. Panther IV getting the rifle out in the open. Hellcat, though, returns the favour to the Panzerkampfwagen. German troops quickly occupying here the high ground. Looking to box in Orangepest within his base. And there you go. Grenadiers rushing forward here. Casualty he's repairing the Hellcat. This is bad for Orangepest. There you go. Damage attention on the Hellcat. Anti-tank sitting up. He could take out the Panther IV. Can he get off the shot? No! Fell short. Whew. Reinforcements. There's a bit of healing there, of course, obviously, as well. Potentially happening. Grenadiers being caught between 2 bar-wielding rifle squads here. The damage is immense. And Reakly, I think, very wisely withdraws his Grenadiers before they get turned into mincemeat. Back at Reakly's base, nothing further happening here. Flak 30 remains abandoned. And we got paratroopers. He's actually calling in paratroopers now. It's late into the game. Hellcat then, heavy need repairs. Anti-tanks on the move there. Dropping in the paratroopers deep within Reakly's lines. Going for that victory point there. I suspect what he's also in part trying to do is try and force away Reakly's forces close to his base to pull back here. That's actually not a bad idea. The question, of course, does become, does it go for bazookas or does it go for the light machine guns and the paratroopers? Hellcat over the veterans, 1 bonus of the first strike. We got a... smoke bombing run to cover the Grenadiers walking up there. Sneaky Reakly. In the south, Grenadiers are right squad here. MP40s with the bars. We got grenades here trying to catch me before he gets close, but no, Reakly's too fast here. And he's upon Orangepest rifling up close there. Forcing them back here. North here, Starstorm as the paratroopers who do get the light machine guns. Carbine set as the Starstorm. Grenades in case he runs to the building. Light machines going to take a while to get there. And now we got the Panther IV. He's going to have to withdraw the paratroopers there. And up north here, Hellcat versus the MD-42. Plus a bit of mortar support here. And we got a second Panther IV for Reakly. Still no officers' quarters, though. I do think it benefited from it. Plus, of course, some side skirts, at least just for the cool factor. Grabbing the southern point here. And we do get a advanced logistics upgrade here for Orangepest.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
Better late than never, I suppose. Better late than never. But obviously he would have benefited from it sooner. But considering just the sheer pressure from Reakly, I don't also blame him for not perhaps
Enemy at 200.
having the time for it or just forgetting. This has not exactly been a low-intensity match. Over to Reakly here. 2 Panther 4s, some Starstorm Grenadiers here. Close message on these chaps. Got 244s, 132. Paratroopers sitting out here with their Browning light machine guns and M1 carbines. The M1 carbine was a weapon primarily intended for just reaction on troops, then really frontline action, but would see a lot of usage with, in particular, like paratroopers. They found it to be a really good weapon. Fun fact. South here, Rascal Grenadiers there. Charging into the port on them, chaps there. It's a bit dangerous there. Grenades up as well here. Seems like to get flanked here though by the paratroopers, but there you go, setting up here. Got mortar here, very good. Pioneers creeping up there, engineers counter-attacking, Panther 4s falling back here. Reakly's clearly lining up for something, but the question is exactly what is he lining up for? Gotta push you uphill into the Grenadiers, arriving here with the Grenadiers. Flak 30 moving up here. Got some stuff on the gun crew there. Grenadiers routed. Hellcat hanging back, anti-tank on the move here. Back at Orangepest base, nothing further is happening. We got the Panther 4, the Flak 30 going up here. Starstorm charging the paratroopers here. Vector 2 getting the Starstorm, but backed up at the Flak 30 and the Panther 4. There's definitely, I think, no chance here. The paratroopers can hold this Vector point. But there you go, Hellcat counter-attacking. And we got to lead called in here by Orangepest on the Flak 30. The captain there calling in the men. Great shot from the Hellcat and the Panther 4. Flak 30 crew there being hit by American accurate mortar fire here. Northern points being seized, center being seized. Got 222 versus 132. Paratroopers and heavy need reinforcements here. Of course, thanks to that upgrade there, they should be cheaper to reinforce now by a fair bit. Pushing northwards here, we got the MD-42 plus some grenades to support to cover up the victory point against any harassment there from Orangepest. Very solid. Starstorm being shot at a bit here. Panther 4 hanging back, and of course still got that Flak 30 here. Just doing absolutely amazing work here for Reakly. Amazing work, yeah. Starstorm has Rav squad there, pushing them back. Grenadiers moving in here, engineers force back. Smoke deployed against the Flak 30 there. Thumbs up to Reakly. Very good, I think, there. Panther 4. More on the way here for Reakly at this point. He's not buying with the Tiger tank. I think the issue is just like, you know, he's got the fuel. He'd have to put his economy in tow for too long right now versus Orangepest, which I think is something he's probably aware that Orangepest now would be able to exploit very aggressively. So, I mean, just makes more sense to just go for a bunch of Panther 4s under current sections. Got more port on. Here was the Grenadiers. And close call. Captain there being suppressed by the MD-42. Reakly just using that MD-42 really well alongside his Flak 30. Quite impressive support weapon play there by Reakly. Aggressive but not reckless. Another Sherman out here for Orangepest. Heavy mortar fire around here. North here we got all 3 victory points on control of Reakly. We got 222 versus 102 here. Orangepest needs to hit hard here. Very hard. Got the paratroopers, the advanced grenadiers, MP-40s versus carbines, and Browning 30 cals there. MD-42, the Browning excellent Kung Fire here. Needs to send the Sherman to flush it out. That machine gun nest. Starstorm pushing out, catching the Rav squad here. We got Shock Assault here. Panther 4's being moved up here as well. Going for the anti-tank at first here, prioritizing the major obstacle there for the Panther 4s. I think that's a smart move there by Reakly, because you get rid of the anti-tank and the Panther 4s can more or less just dive in there now. There we go. Grenades off here. Starstorm forced back. Panther 4s do not exploit this opening yet. Machine gun up here, forced out in the open by the Sherman. South here, Flak 30 getting hit with artillery again from the captain. Crew there quickly forced to hold that massive gun their way there on their own. So we got 2 victory points now back in control of Orangepest, down to 66 versus Reakly's 221. Quite the gap there. Any mistake here could cost Orangepest this match. Reakly still, though, no officers' quarters or side skirts. Not that the side skirts is really necessary, but it looks cool. But the officer quarters really will help his Panther Falls out a fair bit. Almost got the Flak 30 crew, and down it goes. Again. Panther Fall, they're going hard. We got the Hellcat, the Antenna nestled here, and there we go, ambushing the Panther Fall. Great first shot strike here on the Panther Fall, causing immense amounts of damage. Another great shot, they almost got it. Could he take it out? Looks like it, no. Ah, he missed. What rotten luck for Orangepest. Very good luck for Reakly. A lot of just crates of munitions and medical supplies in the base of Orangepest. That's gonna be for another rocket strike here against Reakly and the 16th Panzer Division. Back to Orangepest here. 66 versus 24 here. Great shot there. Great shot there.
Report coming through that the enemy is down to 200 points.
199 points versus 66.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
And he's taking that hit from the Sherman. And we got smoke bombs here from Reakly. Very nice uses there. Not really an ability that sees a lot of usage here from most other players. It's nice again to see someone like Reakly, you know, make good use of them. Start swimming up here into the entertainment of Squad. They're counter-attacking here. 3 Panther Falls more or less ready to push. Needs to hiding in the smoke, but they have to withdraw. Starstorm keep diving in hard and hard. I feel like Reakly might in this case be slightly overestimating the Starstorm capabilities. They're not Terminators. At least not in terms of how many bullets they can soak out. I mean, sure, they can absolutely lay down like they're a bunch of Terminators, but they can't take it. Sherman's moving up here. Got 66 on 91. Machine gun teaming north, it's Rob's going to enter them. Slowly moving through the smoke screens here against Reakly. Hellcat there, ready to unleash hell from a nice ambush position. Good shot there. Another nice shooting shot there. Pioneers pushing that big chip. Opponents realise they shouldn't have pushed on it. Up north, though, Reakly makes the push here with the veterans. Grenadiers here backed up the machine gun there. Orangepest will need to counterattack swiftly. But this could leave him open to counterattack in the south by Reakly's 3 Panther Falls. Yeah, I think he's going to go for it now. Pushing 40, Hellcat now being met with 3 Panther Falls. Anti-tank flying coming from. We got rocket strike called in. Will it be in time to do the Hellcat? No, it's not. Smoke being deployed here. Rocket strike going in. Didn't get the Panther Falls, but lost the Hellcat up north. He's Sherman versus the Grenadiers. We got high explosive rounds being unleashed, tearing apart the Grenadiers. The bigger problem right now for Orangepest is up against 3 Panther Falls without a Hellcat and only 1 Sherman. Almost got the Grenadiers, but now once more the fates do not smile upon Orangepest here. Grenadiers starts moving forwards here, halfway to the east of these gentlemen. Sherman moving up, anti-tanks moving in there, more Shermans moving up, so he does have 2 Shermans now. That does improve the situation, but what does not improve the situation is the Starstorm catching one of his anti-tank crews in an absolutely horrifically bad position here. And wipes the crew. Paratroopers moving in, but they're also meeting a grisly demise at the hands of the Starstruppen. Close to the east level here, taking a 5 Shermans moving forwards. Straight into mine! Mein Gott! Got the Panther Falls up pursuing the Sherman here. Anti-tanks trying to the Panther Falls here. Could pop the veterans' one abilities, perhaps. Sherman diving in hard here. It's, I think, now or never here for Orangepest. If he doesn't do something drastic, to like do some intense losses to Reakly, he's probably going to lose either way. So, can't understand the logic here. Flak being cleared out. Anti-tanks swimming forwards here. Sherman down. Sherman down. We got 20 points left. 18. 16, 14, all of his Shermans down. And he didn't get a single one of Reakly's Panther Falls. Or the Starstorm. 10, 9, there you go, GG, game over. That was a hell of a fight here. A lot of back and forth between Reakly and Orangepest. A lot of close moments and really fantastic pushes like that one over here. I do think for Orangepest, like, part of it was just not getting advanced, just going fast enough. I think had that going sooner, he would probably be in a better spot there. He probably also could have benefited from some mines himself to sometimes trip up some of Reakly's stuff here. But, you know, it was a really good match. And some of Reakly's units, like that Flak 30, did some amazing work at times. Like, good God, that Flak 30 really Did some heavy lifting, plus that can crowd. So really top tier match here. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family. And of course, always you can support the Propagandacast by donating our pledge on Patreon. Links are in the description. Every bit helps me, I know, keep making these videos. So thank you all for joining in. See you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye everyone.